Yo, what's up, fam? It's your favorite storyteller, nonfiction and fiction now. Matt D. Talbot. Yo, check it out. Listen, y'all been following my work for a while. You know what I'm about. So listen, if you haven't done so already, and I know you haven't because the video just started, go ahead and smash that like button for me. I need you to do that. I need that, okay? Because we need more people to see this video so we can get more comments on it and get more opinions on what's happening in the world today. And that's exactly what this episode is going to be about. So, but before I get there, if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you're a returning channel viewer, channel member, channel subscriber, thank you so much, and I love you from the bottom of my heart. Now, so let's get into this real quick. As you can see, this is another on-the-road edition of Maddie's Rap. So what we rapping about today? We're rapping about something that is it's been near and dear to my heart for a long time. Now, you guys have seen my video. If you haven't, check it out. I'll put a link in the description box below. If you're watching this on Facebook, then you're gonna have to go to my YouTube channel. I know they got them sentinels running, so you can't say that. You can't say anything too loud. It's gonna lead you away from their platform. And truth be told, everybody should be led away from their platform because their platform started off good, but now it's just a cesspool. But anyway, yo, I'm not gonna bash them right now. Let me stay on point. So, back to that video I was talking about that I'm gonna be putting that it is in the subscription box below. I did this video last year, for several months ago, but which would have been last year, 2020, titled, What Can Simple Bags of Flour Teach Us About Race? All right, or color, or something like that. And you guys know for the longest time that when I say black, I use double air quotes, okay? Or if I say African American, I use double air quotes because that's not our real identity. And I'm talking about us, people who look like me, people whose parents came across in the transatlantic slave trade, not parents, what am I talking about? People whose ancestors came across in the transatlantic slave trade, or people whose parents were already here on this North American continent, or South American, or Central American continent before the Europeans arrived. So now, getting back to this, what are we talking about today? We're talking about why this is me doubling down on why you don't need to call yourself black, or why you need to stop calling yourself African American. Watch this. So I don't know if you guys have seen the news, but there's this city in southern part of Israel called Dimona, Israel. And back in the 1960s, a group of Israelites, I'm not gonna call them African Americans. I'll let y'all do that if y'all want to hold on to those chains of bondage, those nomenclature chains of bondage. Y'all want to hold on to that? That's y'all. A group of Israelites back in the 1960s, led by a brother named Ben Amin. Well, that's what he changed his last name to. I think his last name was Carter originally, whatever. But they left the inner city. I want to say they was in the Chicago area, Detroit, something. Don't quote me on it right now. But there's a documentary out there titled "The Village of Peace," and you can check that out. I think it's on Amazon Prime Video. But you can also see some documentaries about these people, about this group that left the United States in the 1960s and wanted to return to their ancestral homeland, our ancestral homeland, Israel. All right. And so, they went there. They did a short stint in Liberia, and their wilderness, retreat, or not retreat. It was like their wilderness stay or wilderness purge, trying to purge out the ways of where they were, whatever. I'm not gonna play spoiler for the documentary. Y'all check that out on your own time. But anyway, they moved there in the 1960s, and there was a lot of stuff that happened, and they ended up settling out in the outskirts of Dimona, Israel, in some crappy location that is, not much better than a reservation in the Badlands of the Dakotas. I mean, that's pretty much what it was. And what they did was they settled there and started their own. Basically, they said, hey, look, we're Israelites. We want to be in our homeland. Well, guess what? Here it is, 2020, and now, and some of these people had citizenships. Some of them had what is the equivalent of, I guess, visas or whatever. They had the right to stay or whatever. And then, but anyway, the Israeli government basically said that, hey, y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. Now, stay with me. They told these people they got to go. And you know what? If you're in the United States and you're familiar with the DACA program, this is kind of DACA Israel edition. It's pretty much what it is. They told these people, hey, you know what? Y'all aren't from here. Y'all aren't Israeli citizens, and no, they're not Israeli. I mean, because, you know, what is Israeli? Israeli's only, what, as old as 1948, 1947, whatever it was. Whatever the declaration of the Jewish state was, then that's however old Israeli is. Israelite is like darn near timeless. I mean, it dates all the way back to Jacob's name being changed to Israel, and, you know, his 12 sons becoming the heads of the 12 tribes or whatever, which those folks aren't. They're not a part of that as much as they. And I ain't mad at nobody. I mean, hey, all you know is what you're taught when you're younger. That's all you know. I mean, but, you know, when the facts come out, the facts have been proven and the information's out there. If you choose to refuse to look at it, that's on you. But anyway, getting back to my point. So so Israel told these people they got to go. Guess where they're sending them? They're deporting them to the United States. Now watch this. If those children or those people that are being deported, some of which were born there in the land of Israel, some of them who were born in the village of peace over in Dimona, Israel, they were born there on that soil. Okay, they're not African American, right? Because they weren't born in America, but they're sending them to America. So you see what I'm saying? So this is, you can go onto my website, www.mdtalford.com, and read this article I wrote titled "The Transatlantic Slave Trade: Why Nobody Ever Came for Us." All right, and you'll understand then what's going on. You can't. This is why I don't call myself an African American. This is why I don't call myself black. Look, listen, man. We're Israelites, and we haven't had a home to go to since the fall in 70 AD. Since the fall of the country in 70 AD to the Romans. So everywhere we've been pretty much either, you know, the offspring of captives or refugees or whatever. You know what I mean? And I mean, yeah, I'm an American citizen. Yeah, I was born here. Yeah, I served in the military, whatever. Yeah, I got American birth certificate. Yeah, I got all of that. But my point is, if you want to trace it back, I'm still the son of captives. If you think about it, I mean, so how are you gonna send these people back to some place where they never been and say, "Oh, you African American"? Why? Because their predecessors were born in the United States, and these people never even lived here. They don't even know. If you drop them off at a bus terminal, they don't even know where they at, right? So this is why, man. This is why I've been saying we got to stop with this. Y'all need to wake up, man. And I've had a lot of brothers and some sisters too, you know, trying to pull the Bible into it and pulling it in the wrong way. I'm like, y'all using the scripture the wrong way. Break off them chains of indoctrination. Well, no, none of that matters because we're all Christian, whatever. Christian ain't even, there was no Christians in the Old Testament. All right? But your predecessors predated Christianity. So what has Christianity got to do with lineage? Nothing. All right? What does Judaism have to do with lineage? I mean, we talking about a group of people that just kicked another group of people out of their country. All right, that they took with the help of some very powerful Western powers, U.S. and Britain.
To say is that another question is why America needs Israel. There is no oil like in other Middle Eastern countries. There's nothing they can be attracted to. But why do they do all these things? Why do they invest money, bring white people and so on? When they build their system of white supremacy, just like in America they build in Israel. Why? And I can tell you why. Because the true Jews, according to the Bible, you can check it in the Bible, you can read Job 30 and some other places. They have never been white. They have been people of color. And they have not stopped in Ethiopia. They were in Ethiopia, Sudan, and they have settled in West Africa. From West Africa, they have been taken as slaves to America. Brothers and sisters, blacks of America, it's you. You are the true Hebrews. You are the true Hebrews from the Bible. America gonna do everything, gonna invest as much money as it has, gonna fight as much wars as they can, gonna invite as much weapons as they can just to hide this away from you. Gonna take Israel, gonna bring white people here and to tell you these are the Jews, gonna kill you, gonna kill Arabs, gonna mistreat white people like this guy just to tell you this lie that you are nobody and we are the Jews with all the history and so on. It has been deleted, your history. You don't know who you are. Don't forget about it. This is why America has been taking your history away, never to find out that it's all about you. I'm telling you this, please. I don't ask you to come to Israel and to start a revolution. I'm just asking you to start thinking this way, to believe me a little bit, because I'm living in Israel and I'm part of this injustice. I really believe that people like me and you, we can bring the justice back. Thank you.
Land grab. That's what happens. It is what it is. You got this group of people that kicked another group of people out of their country, right? All in the name of them being Jewish or Jews or whatever. See, here's what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to get off of here. What happened was a hijack and a flip. Here's what I mean. You got a group of people whose origins, some say the Caucasus Mountains or whatever, but you can really go back further than that, because if you want to know the truth, a lot of them are offsprings of the Romans, the Romans that fought in those battles, those wars. A lot of them are offspring of the Romans. A lot of them are. So you got those people who adopted Judaism. Well, they adopted the way. I'm gonna call it the way. They adopted the ways of the Israelites. All right. When King Bulan of the Khazars, of the Khazaria, and funny how close Khazar and Caesar are in sound, right? That's a story for another day. But anyway, you got a people that adopted Judaism because they found themselves in the middle of the Holy War. You had the Muslim Ottoman Turks coming from one front and about to converge in battle with the Christians, Holy Roman Catholic Empire, whatever, coming from another front. And they were pretty much pagan. So they had to all right, look, if we tribe up with the Christians, then we're going to have to deal with these Ottomans, all right? If we tribe up with the Ottomans, we're going to have to deal with these Christians. So what can we do? Oh, you know what? Let's go neutral. They say, hey, we neither one of you guys. We're the Jew. We're Jews, which they wouldn't have even called themselves Jews. Nobody knows what they really called themselves originally, because the letter J didn't come into use in written and spoken language until the 1600s. So there wasn't even a J then. So they didn't really originally call themselves Jews. I don't know what they called themselves. They couldn't have called themselves Yahudim, but maybe they did, or Yahada or whatever. I don't know, man. It wasn't Jews, but anyway, it is what it has become. Is what it has migrated to. But anyway, so they took the ways and the practices, and in effect, which becomes a religion, right? They took a religion and turned it into a lineage. They took a religion and turned it into a lineage, right? How does that work? What is a group? What does a set of religious practices have to do with original bloodline, right? They took a set of religious practices, put a spin on it, and then the originators of that ism, and you can't even call them originators, but the originators of the calling it an ism, they became the bloodline, right? So how do you take a religious practice and turn it into a bloodline, right? So here's where the flip took place. The people who weren't even a part of the story, they took over the story and turned it into a bloodline. Meanwhile, the people from the bloodline, all right, when they wake up and realize who they are after centuries of being asleep, because they knew who they were prior to the Spanish Inquisition. The Spanish Inquisition helped to erase that memory. That was part of the whole purpose of the Spanish Inquisition in the 1492. Well, actually, the purge started before 1492. Y'all get your history books. But anyway, these people took this. They took this practice. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting off point here. The people who had the lineage, all right, they woke up here and realized who they were in the last century or so. Not even in the whole last century, probably the last 50, 60, 70, 80 years or whatever. Well, it's almost a century. But anyway, the people who are of the bloodline, they woke up and remembered who they were, and now they've been rebranded as a religion. All right. So it's like you took some people who started practicing Judaism and they rebranded themselves as a bloodline Jewish people. And meanwhile, the Israelites who have woken up and realized who they were, they've now been rebranded as being a religious sect. What is this, man? What's going on in the world? Yo, man, listen. And this video ain't to go in on nobody, but if you feel like you've been going in on, then you're gonna have to deal with that. I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with me. All I'm doing here is spitting some history. I didn't write the history, all right? I didn't write the history, so it's out there for you to learn. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. What are you guys' thoughts? I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on DACA Israel edition? Because that's really what it is. And so the story, you can look it up. The last one I read was like 45 members of they call them the Hebrew Israelites. Some call them the Black Hebrew Israelites. Y'all know how I feel about that term. I don't even like that terminology. It's double and triple redundant, if you ask me. I mean, the Israelites were what you would call black, which is just a color. All right, the Israelites were what you would call black, are what you would call black. The original Hebrew people were what you would call black. All right, so the Israelites were black because the Israelites were black because they were Hebrew. The Hebrews were black. All right, so it is the Israelites spoke Hebrew. All right, so anyway, man, look, I don't like the redundancy. I mean, you know, if you're an Israelite, then you're Hebrew by ethnicity. All right, Israelite is the lineage, Hebrew is the ethnicity. All right, black is neither a language, a land of origin, or a lineage. All right, and that's all there's ever been. All there's ever been is language, lineage, and land of origin. And black is neither of those. Okay, it's neither of those. And African American is a made up term too. Anyway, y'all, listen, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you didn't like this video, I mean, leave a comment and tell the rest of the people in the community why you didn't like it. If you did like this video, leave a comment and tell the rest of the people in the community why you liked it. Because we got to have some dialogue, y'all. Dialogue is how we push the world forward. Dialogue is how we push the world forward. I watch YouTube videos, yes, but a lot of times I'll watch, I'll skip through the video, whatever, and then start, or I'll look at the title of the video and be like, what's everybody talking about it before I watch the video? So I go down in the comments. A lot of times I'll go down in the comments before I even watch the video to see if the commentary or if what the people are talking about is going to make watching the video worth my time and worth me having an opinion on it. So this is why we always like to tell people, leave a comment. Leave a comment below. I want to know what y'all think about this. Was this right for the Israeli government to deport these quote unquote brown-skinned people from the Village of Peace in Dimona and send them out of their country? And why are they kicking them out anyway? That's what I want to know. I mean, because as I understand it, some of these people actually served in the IDF and they still didn't get citizenship. So I want to hear from y'all. What do you think? Were they right to do that? Now, if you want my opinion, because I didn't answer that question myself, I'm going to tell you it's complicated. I'm going to say it's complicated. I'm just going to keep it 100 and say it's complicated. Why is it complicated? Well, because, and some may not like this, but the group that took it upon themselves to just go and force themselves back in their homeland, I understand why they did it. But when somebody else is in charge, you don't have any authority to go back and reclaim your land. You don't have any authority to do it. You gotta hope they're kind and benevolent and let you stay on it. And then I know I'm an Israelite, all right? But there's no way I'm leaving this country that my ancestors built up and me having, somewhat, having a decent lifestyle, a decent living. All right, take my shades off here. I'm about to pull into the yard. Me having a decent lifestyle, decent living. I'm not. We built this country, man. Everybody knows that. We built this country off free labor. All right, we built this country off of free labor, and I'm trying not to mess this up. Jeez. All right. You know what, man? I got to lift some more weights because you holding this tablet while you're driving for a long time. It starts getting a little heavy and it starts shaking. So I do apologize for the screen shake. But listen, I don't think that, me personally, I wouldn't have done what they did. It's enough for me to know I'm an Israelite. It's also enough for me to know the prophecy. The prophecy, there's nowhere in Bible prophecy or in scriptural prophecy that says the sons of Jacob are going to pick up from the lands where they were scattered through the four corners of the earth and pick themselves up and say, hey, we back. Boom, we up in here. That's not in prophecy anywhere. So why am I gonna force that? Why am I gonna coerce that? Why am I gonna force myself? Why am I gonna kick the door and say I'm back home when I got no power? Read Deuteronomy 28 said you'll have no power in your hand. We got no power in our hands to do to take. This is part of the punishment. This is part of the punishment for the failure to follow the instructions. It's part of the punishment. But that punishment is coming to an end, and now we're about to see the other side of that prophecy unfold, where he said, hey, I scattered y'all to the four corners of the earth. I'm going to put y'all back in the land that I gave to your fathers. He said he's going to do that. He said he's going to send his angels to do it. You know why? It's going to take some angelic intervention to do it. We ain't got no military. We're not even a collective people. We're broken. We've been broken for 1,950 some odd years, even longer than that, to be honest, because the Romans and the Greeks were all up in the house even then, telling us, hey, this is who you can have in charge of you. They picking your leaders for you. So we haven't governed ourselves for two plus millennia. So it's going to take an angelic act to put us back at home. Otherwise, we where we at. Now, so with that said, why am I going to leave the comforts? And I know what everybody's saying, oh man, you know, the stuff that happens with oppression and what I get all of that. But you know what? You're at least in a system that has an infrastructure to help you deal with that, where now you over here begging somebody to let you stay on your ancestral homeland when they're controlling it. I'm not about to beg nobody for nothing, man.
Hi, shalom, shalom from Israel. This is Ola, the daughter of Jethro. And I just heard that you black people that was stolen from Africa to America, that you don't know who you are. But you are the children of Yahweh, the children of Israel. And I'm telling you, you have to come back to your homeland, here to Zion, to Jerusalem, because us the Gentiles, we do need you. We need you to come and pray, because you are our saviors. You're the one that was chosen by Yahweh to live in this land, not the Jewish people, it's you. You were stolen from Africa, they deceived you, they told you that you are slaves, but you actually the children of Israel. And it's time just to come back. Come for your people, come back for us, come back for the whole Gentiles, because only you gonna save us. So please come back to Zion.
So that's my thought on it. I know that might rub some of y'all the wrong way. That's not the intent. So I apologize if you're offended. I just want to give my own opinion. If I'm going to ask you for yours, then it's only fair that you have mine. So again, I took you all the way around the block to get you the house next door. Do I feel like the Israeli government was wrong for kicking them out? And I told you it's complicated. If you're going to make me put my chips on they were wrong or they were within their right, I'm going to say they were wrong. They were as wrong as if the U.S. when they took over and drove the Indians off of their or drove the Native Americans, not to be mistaken with the copper colored Aboriginal Americans, but I mean that's a whole nother story. But were they wrong for taking the ones that? Anyway, let me just say Native Americans. All encompassing. Would it have been wrong for the U.S. government to take the original Native Americans and either send them back to Asiatic lands or back to Afro lands when they had been here all of that time? That'd have been wrong. All right. So I don't know, man. If you're gonna ask me to say one way or the other, I feel like they were wrong for deporting these people. You know, they ain't bothering nobody. They over there in the Village of Peace. I mean, what y'all worried about? What y'all worried about? If you're worried about that prophecy, you can't escape that, buddy. That's coming. That's coming. And you know it's coming. You know it's coming. And that's why a whole lot of this, I'm going to be clean. I'm going to keep it clean. That's why a whole lot of this tomfoolery is going on in the world. Let me say this worldwide tomfoolery with this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. With that, with that and all of this right here, all of that, that's what all that tomfoolery is about. Cats is trying to block that prophecy from happening. But if you understand that prophecy is a story that was written a long time ago, and the book sealed, that story gonna play out. What's written always plays out. It's gonna play out. The author of a story, when he writes that story and seals that book, the reader, see, this is like computer terms. We're read only. All right, we don't have any author rights. We're read only. So guess what? If you're a human, you living in this world, you didn't write the story. So you got read only access to the story. So guess what? That means you can't change it. So the story's gonna play out how it's gonna play out. So if you're kicking these people out to get rid of to try to get around the prophecy, well, that's just foolish. But yo, listen, man. Anyway, let me get out of here. Yo, man, I've been on here. This was supposed to be like 10 minutes, man. But y'all know how I do when I get passionate about something. Yo, man, y'all holla. Leave some comments below. Were they right? Were they wrong? You know, I mean, maybe by the time I edit this, maybe I'll throw a link to the article that tells you what's happening. And maybe I'll throw that in the description or whatever. But anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. Peace.
Whitney Houston knew as a black woman that she descended from the biblical children of Israel. Watch this quick clip.
Here on a spiritual retreat, visiting my family in Dimona, my friends and family, the city of peace, and that's why I'm here. You enjoyed it enough? Very much. Are you going to come again, please? Yes, I will. Absolutely. I love Israel. Beautiful. It's my land.
Here we see Whitney was used to shake Israeli minister Ariel Sharon's hand. Could this be perhaps why they killed her?
It's home. It's home. It's a friendship. I've never had it in any other country, really. It's absolutely beautiful.
She is sending a message to all black people. Pay attention to the sign. I can follow for more.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank
In
you.
Hebrew, we say, "V'shavu banim legvulam," and the sons will return to their borders.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. Torah.